Welcome back. So I had a few pieces of mail arrive. No big packages, no huge buys, but some very, very interesting things. And one, I guess, quasi big item, if you will. But fortunately, it cost me zero out of pocket. But let's start with the largest item, which is in front of you. Good old William Shatner. Autographed photo. Found an auction, just kind of threw out an opening bid for dirt cheap, and no one else bid on it. So I got it for cheap. It was the only thing that I did this for several different photos and items, and this was the only one that stuck. So it's not bad for a very, very inexpensive Shatner auto on a nice earlier photo. So that was the kind of random item, the non-sports item for this particular mail day. But now, let's zoom in and take a look at some of these. So this first item up top is 1948 R346 Blue Tint Ted Williams. Now you've seen a very similar card because I do have the Hank Greenberg. Actually, I have several copies of the Greenberg. And the interesting thing about this particular Ted Williams is that there's no number down here. So this is obviously the no number variation. So the numbered variation, the PSA total population, is I believe 23 or 24. For this no number variation, this is a total population of 12 with 3 higher. So most of them come back authentic because they are hand cut, and those can be quite difficult in getting a good grade. So nice, I guess, one of the few that got a numeric grade, but a pretty difficult Ted Williams card to get. And I picked this up in trade. I was actually traded with a Ted Williams collector who I had a Ted Williams item that they needed for their collection. They offered me in this trade, offered me this card in trade, and they acknowledged that I was getting the better end. I agreed with them, and they still wanted to do it. So it's not a huge margin, but they got something that they needed for their collection, and I got something, an extra of theirs, to move on my end. And they fully well know that I'm going to be selling this. So Ted Williams, pick up a few things here and there. So the next two items are actually one purchase. This is an eBay find. Went up for auction, and the interesting thing with this is this is what the picture was on eBay. Just this. This is an older, or I should say earlier issue Hall of Fame postcard for Greenberg, but this is the only picture that was not the first picture that was posted on eBay. So probably a lot of people didn't investigate to see what other pictures there were. So I turned that over. Supposedly Pat sent a postcard off to Hank Greenberg and got an auto. And then later on, since it is a slightly later auto, got an index card. So this fits into the chronology set for Greenberg that I'm working on. Covers 1965, which is when this is postmarked. And so it's a nice addition. Actually, Greenberg sends it from New York to Detroit. So kind of an interesting little twist there. Sending it back to where he played. And then this was also included in the lot. Now, Greenberg autos have gone up quite significantly in the last really 6 months. 3 months in particular. And this lot, because just I guess the poor picture selection for the cover photo, I managed to get for a touch over $50 for two Hank Greenberg autos. No authentication, but I'm looking at them. I think they're good to go, and obviously I will send those off and wait an eternity for PSA to get them back to me. So that was I guess we're up to the third piece of mail. There's only one more piece left, and it was something I did not expect to find. Now, I don't expect to find two autos for $50 on Greenberg, but the next item is very, very specific. And it was one of those things that I was hoping I would find at some point, but had come to terms with the fact I likely never would. So one aspect of me collecting Hank Greenberg is I have a whole variety of different items. I always have cards, autographs, photos, and kind of odds and ends. One of those areas is tickets. I have some raw tickets. I have some slab tickets already from PSA. And I want to try and get a debut ticket. That would be nice. Again, one of those tickets I don't expect to ever find. But if it comes up, I'm a player on it. Last game tickets, maybe. One just sold recently, thankfully to a fellow Greenberg collector. But this one popped up as a buy it now or best offer, and I drop it on the floor. Fortunately, it is in a top loader. But I did not expect to find this particular ticket. And the seller did know what it was, but it may not mean much to a lot of people. So this is the ticket for the game on July 1st, 1945. This is obviously in a scrapbook of some kind, but this was Hank Greenberg's first game back from the Army, during which he hit his 250th home run in that game. So this is kind of the full circle. Went to serve 4.5 years in the Army and the Army Air Corps. This was the game when he made his return, not knowing if he'd be able to really play to the level he did prior. And it turns out he did. And he was absolutely able to. Leading the Tigers down the stretch and to victory in the 1945 World Series. So this was the game that marked Hank Greenberg's return to Major League Baseball after a 4.5-year absence. So again, an item I never thought I would. I was hoping it would pop up at some point in my life. Didn't really expect it though. Wasn't going to hold my breath. Wasn't going to really dig and see if I could find it, because it's very, very specific. It's the day. That's what you're trying to find, is something specific to one particular day in one season in one player's career. So, but it did pop up. I happened to see it. I put in the offer, and at the end of the day, for $35, I got a ticket I never thought I would be able to find. So, two more Greenberg autos as we march toward 120 total. Another ticket, which only puts me at about a dozen, but there are some key times in Greenberg's career. A very nice Ted Williams low pop I got in trade, and of course a little Shat that we started the video off with. So that's what I got for you this time around, and until next time, please remember to collect what you enjoy what you collect, and don't let anybody, especially the market or a YouTuber, dictate that to you. And most importantly, find your way of participating. Whether it's making videos, watching and commenting, going to live streams, group chats, going to your LCS or local card show, or simply talking about the hobby with family and friends. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. The more you'll learn, the more your PC will grow, the more people you'll meet, and the more fantastic friendships you'll form. So I thank you very much for joining me. Hope to see you again. Have a good one, and bye for now.